Hello, this is Tom Jones, student number 3157567 for the User Interface and Experience Assessment 2. Pitch thing. Let's go. Task. For this project, we were asked to create an interface of any kind, for example a mobile phone app, a responsive website, or an interactive billboard that will be able to aid first-year university students with their most common study-related problem. Initially, the interface we were to design was to be directed more towards international exchange students from Singapore. Though for my interface, I've decided to target every student, as I think it will be more beneficial for them all. Problem! To bring to light on what the students found most challenging about university study, I conducted several in-depth surveys with a total of 20 different students from a diverse array of university courses. From the collected data of the 20 surveys, it was apparent that these first-year university students were struggling in quite a number of areas in their studies, though it was clear that the most difficult to overcome was motivation. User needs and requirements. For the collected survey data, it was clear that what the first-year university students need is an interface that will be able to motivate them to study and complete their assessment. Through the surveys, important user product requirements were revealed. Some of these, as Jones states, include a simple interface design that will be incredibly easy to use, an audio-based program that will encourage students while they write their assessment, a system that will calculate how much motivation a student requires, an on-campus motivational session from motivational speakers to bring students together and encourage them to be as successful as possible at university, and an online video streaming page strictly for motivational videos where students can motivate themselves through videos as much as they need. The idea. With user and product requirements, along with the central idea of motivational improvement in mind, I have come up with a solid idea for an interface worthy of combating the students' struggles with motivation. The interface will be a website titled Motivational University Study Improvement Calculator, otherwise known as MUSIC for short. The interface will be centered around a survey calculator type program that will calculate the level of motivation the user has towards their studies, and based on that, give them video and on-campus motivational speaker recommendations. The website will also home a completely free and unique downloadable program called the Motivational Typing Buddy that links to Microsoft Word, Adobe InDesign, or Notepad that motivates students while they type their assessment. Desired user experience. The overall UX experience I want for the users of this interface will be a positive and fulfilling experience where the user is able to walk away from using the interface with a feeling of achievement, as expressed through this animated GIF. Though I do recognize there is some potential to insult or dishearten students if they watch videos or participate in on-campus sessions that are too intense for them or involve too much coarse language. To evaluate whether or not the interface I've designed suits the user experience I hope to create with the music website and motivational typing buddy, I will observe several users as they navigate through the music prototype. As I observe the users, I will also ask them some questions referring to the interface design, and also ask them to find specific things on the website to see how they navigate to them and how easily they do so. Methods and methodology. Prior to the completion of the more polished screen mock-ups, I had basic sketches of the website interface which I showed to users. To improve the UX, I have begun conducting several tests on users as they navigate through the music prototype. As of now, I have tested several users and received feedback through the questions I asked the users, their behavior, facial expressions, and tone of voice. To further evaluate and enhance the UX of the music interface, I have also taken part in self-evaluation by clearing my mind and imagining I was a regular person who had never seen the beautiful, mystical music interface and completed the UX questions. The data I collected is more qualitative than quantitative, as I only tested a small amount of people, though the quality of the testing was a high standard. To create the current designs that feature in the iterative high-fidelity prototype, I first created 2 paper prototypes. The interface design of the first paper prototype was reviewed by myself and several students. Through the review, we were able to evaluate and improve the first prototype and mold it into a more polished second paper prototype. To do this, we refined small aesthetic features of the first design by adding all the horizontal solid color bars. A separate screen for the motivational typing buddy to be downloaded was also in the second design. The second prototype was then reviewed by the same team that reviewed the first, though this time the prototype was approved by the team. With the approved designs, I then went on to create the mock-ups for the interface which were eventually used to create the interactive high-fidelity prototype using the Envision app. Problems and solutions. Many tests were conducted to better music, though now the important US tests were underway to further develop the interface. Through the UX tests, several faults were discovered in the music interface design. The type used for the larger amount of text on the download screen was difficult to read. To fix this, I will simply change the font to something easier to read. One of the test subjects then pointed out that the red color used to signify which page the user is on doesn't go with the blue used for the horizontal menu bar. In order to fix this problem, it was suggested that I remove the red altogether and replace it with black. By doing this, the negative effects associated with the red, which are, according to Morton, anger and violence. Considering the nature of the website, removing the red color could be highly beneficial in keeping the user calm and relaxed. From the self-evaluation, I found that the website lacked information in regards to the functionality or use of each screen. I found this applied specifically for the home page, where I should have included a small amount of text informing the user of what the website actually does and how it will help students. By adding more information to the interface, it will be easier for guests to use and navigate. I may also consider adding a individual login page and a new home page as well. There were a number of positives that came out of the test that helped identify the UX of the music interface as well. All subjects stated that it would take less than 5 minutes to complete the motivational calculator questions. Making the survey quick and easy to complete is incredibly important, as Cooper, Traugott, and Lamias state that shorter surveys are able to maintain user attention much better than long surveys. Users expressed that the interface design was consistent throughout, as well as being aesthetically pleasing. They also stated that they felt the design was not overly simple and not too complex, which I interpret as being perfectly balanced. The average 1 to 10 rating of how helpful music would be to students was 8, which proves just how innovative the idea and interface are, though the 1 to 10 score of how much the user liked the interface was a 7, proving that the interface has some amount of charm and appeal. Though it was made clear by several test subjects the design could be polished and done just a little bit better, hey. Outcome. By removing the red color and therefore extinguishing the violence and anger that the color brings to the music the user interface will have a calmer and more suitable UX that I was hoping to achieve. If I implement the idea of adding more information onto each screen, the way users approach the website and navigate it will be much easier and more pleasant, making users more comfortable with the interface. With the inclusion of the positive feedback I received from the UX test, I am quite certain that I have successfully created an interface that gives users the experience I wish to create for them. At the moment, I have not made any of the changes to the high-fidelity prototype that I discussed previously. I intend to continue testing the current interface and UX to see if I am able to uncover any more faults or think of some more things to add. Conclusion. The final solution for the Motivational University Study Improvement Calculator and Motivational Typing Buddy is to improve students' level of motivation for the better and assist them in completing their assessment. Through this, the students will be extremely happy and much more motivated, not just in their studies, but with life as a whole. From my studies, I have found no other website or application that focuses on motivating students in the way music does through video and auditory means. Though as it stands now, it is somewhat clear that it is not completely perfect and ready to be launched. It is essential for me to continue researching other ways to motivate students and people in general to implement my discoveries onto the music interface. Thank you for listening. References. References continued. High fidelity prototype.